All right. Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining us on another Monday, another stream of Orbit where we check out what's going on this week in GraphQL. I have with me Trevor Blades. Trevor, thank you for joining us as always.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty well. It is really hot here now.
Same.
Yeah. I guess it's pretty much everywhere. But yeah, it's been like really hot, like heat index over 100 the last couple days.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's
Yeah.
not quite that way over here. But my house is we don't have any kind of like air conditioning or anything like that in most houses in BC.
Yeah.
And so as a result, there's like a period of time during the summer where my house gets super hot.
That is one thing that I have noticed is that Americans love air conditioning. Like it's like rare to find places that don't have air conditioning, I feel like. It's like the norm. And for most of the places I've been, like in Europe, I haven't been to Canada, but like air conditioning is rare. It's like not the
Yeah.
norm.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like it's in Ontario where I'm from, like East Coast. Uh, Air conditioning is very prevalent. Like new houses get built with air conditioning, old houses have air conditioning.
Yeah.
But out here, for some reason, it's like the weather is has like a reputation of being so moderate,
That
temperate
they're
kind
like,
of weather
why?
that
Yeah.
yeah, and there's no point. Nobody wants to spend the extra money on it. But then you have weeks like this, and
And
it's
you're
like
like,
I
oof.
wish I had air conditioning.
Yeah, you just
And
gotta get
people
a,
are like,
a
just go
window
get a
unit.
fan.
Yeah, get a fan or a window unit. Order like a window unit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That would be clutch actually. Right now I just have all the windows in my place open, so
Nice.
that'll have to do for now.
Yeah, some cross breeze action. I hear that. That's cool. Awesome. Yeah, so before we dive in and take a look at what's new, I want to just say, hey, if you're in chat, you got something cool you want us to check out, drop a link and we'll do that. We'll check it out.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I guess without further ado, like let's get started. Let's get into this. Let's see what I even have
Let's.
in the list. I feel like I was so prepared this morning. Like I had all this stuff ready, and then so when that happens though, there was like 45 minutes of time, and of course you get deep into something else, And then I was like, oh crap, it's like time to stream. Let's go. Yeah. All right, cool. So let's do this. Actually, I'm gonna start with the second one first because it's next week now. Copy link address. So let's go here. Also, I've adjusted, like, I'm using a new app for streaming. So if the music is too loud or low, or if you can't hear it at all, or if our audio is too loud or low, please let me know. Um, what is this? Ah, yes. Okay. Oops, I copied the wrong one anyway. Oh, I didn't copy the other URL properly. Whatever. This was the first
Ah,
item. Doesn't matter. We're going to cover it anyway. Let me blow this up a little bit. How's that? Okay. So let's see. Yeah, so, oh, right. If you're not familiar with Apollo Studio, it has a feature called Explorer, which lets you, it's like a graphical, but with a lot of things. It's not built on graphical, like it's completely custom built, so I don't want that, but like graphical, right? It's like for exploring and creating queries for your graph. Well, they've added, which I think is wild. I'm going to try and get this. Let's see if I can get this like bigger. No, it's not going. All right, let me try and like really blow it up. Here, there we go.
there you go.
Yeah, there we go. I think it even stopped moving, but that's okay because it stopped in the perfect spot. So you can get these response previews now, which is blowing my mind. So this query has not been run, but it's just fetching and showing you an example of what that would data structure would look like. Isn't that cool?
That's amazing.
Yeah, like there's no play.
That is like.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna say that like no query has been run, and this is really interesting because like I don't know, it's just like when you think of discoverability and like trying to figure out, like what you're trying to do with graphs, especially if like you're not super technical or familiar, it can be a lot to deal with to dig around in these APIs. So like just having the example come back kind of helps you like understand if you are querying for the right thing. Like maybe there's like I don't know, a property that's similarly named to something else, or multiple fields have the same name on different types, and you might be getting like the wrong one. But I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just really
exactly.
cool. Yeah. It's also cool for designers, right? Or, I don't know, QA as well. It's like a lot of people could use this.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's really good for like onboarding yourself onto a graph, or like when you're trying to build an app with an existing graph, and
Yeah.
normally like I would kind of like toggle on a few fields, run a query, see what comes back, try to parse it. Um, if I don't get exactly what I expected, I'll turn those off and turn on a few other ones and do
Yep.
the same thing.
Exactly.
And this kind of like makes it kind of cuts out the like that repetitive feedback loop part
Yep.
from that process. You just type in fields, you can see immediately what an example response would be from a field like that,
Yeah.
and then you can go from there.
Yeah, it's really cool because like let's take like location. Like maybe there's like location and then you didn't realize there was also coordinates, but you start typing out location, and it's a street address, but you're like, no, I need coordinates, and then it's like, oh, well, this
Mm,
can't be it. I got to look somewhere else. And so it's just
yeah,
yeah, it's pretty neat. Pretty neato, if I do say so myself.
yeah, and it looks really nice
It
too.
does look really
Um,
nice. Yeah.
that kind of like left gutter of the or right gutter, I should say,
There.
of the query panel is always kind of like an area that's like prime real estate.
Yes.
It's like I know that in the Apollo VS Code extension, we use this like a similar kind of area for expected like query
Request
um,
times. Yeah.
request times. Yeah, exactly. And I like that. That's pretty cool, pretty useful. It's interesting to think about. But this is, I think, a much like more appropriate use of space in this case. So
Yeah.
kudos to the whole Studio and Explorer team for designing and implementing this cool
Yeah,
feature.
it is a cool feature, and so that's why I wanted to share it because like it kind of blew my mind a little bit when I saw it, and I love it. They call it response hints. That's a great name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, that's really cool. Okay, yeah, so that's cool. Let's see, what's next on the list? Well, I'm gonna skip this one now because I don't want to do a bunch of uh, well, actually, let's see. I need to get the URL for it. For GraphQL Summit. Here we go. Copy link address. Let's see if this works. Because I thought I did this before. Oh, it did work. Okay. Yay. Okay, cool. Yeah, GraphQL Summit
Sweet.
is now officially next week, which is like crazy to say. Oh, which is really intense to say. Like, it's like,
Yeah,
it's
makes me
here.
sweat.
Yeah, it makes you sweat a little bit. It's here. It's here. It's happening. You can't stop, won't stop. And it's going to be really fun, though. Like, as much as it makes me sweat, I'm so excited. It's finally here. A lot of good
Mm-hmm.
talks, a lot of good panels, a lot of. I'm just like blown away by the lineup of all the people involved. And then we're really working hard on making sure that we're building places where y'all the community can come and hang out and chat and sure it's not in person, but we're trying to create a good environment that will help facilitate that same kind of things that you would want from networking in that, right? Like talking to other people like-minded on subjects that you want to talk about, right? Like, which varies a lot across GraphQL. Getting access to people and like different like companies and tools and stuff in the ecosystem, and like access to the core creators or owners of these things. is often also something people really look forward to. Yeah, and then we're just trying to make sure that it'll be a lot of fun to come hang out. We're gonna have a bunch of breakout rooms about different topics, like I said, about talking and networking with people on subjects in particular. So yeah, it's really cool. I'm very excited about it, and I can't wait. It's quite a lot of folks already signed up.
Yeah,
Quite a lot.
it's
You know,
gonna be a party, dude.
is really going to be a party. And so like but the reason that I keep harping on this and showing every week is like you should register so you get access to the Discord community because we are going to be streaming it. And yeah, we'll be on Twitch. We'll be right here, and you can come hang out with us too. But the real community building and networking and all that stuff is going to be in Discord. And so, like, just register. It'll take you 3 seconds. It's completely free. It's totally free. And then, yeah, you can come hang out with us. So definitely click on that register button if you have not already. We'll first load the web page. Oh my God, I haven't shared either link. Let me share the links in the chat. Okay, so first one is the Explorer. Let me get that. Share that. Boop. Links in the chat. And the next one, GraphQL Summit. Oh wait, but that's the wrong link. Somehow I ended up with the wrong link, so I gotta go get this other one. Copy link. Boom. Boom. Yeah.
Awesome.
Very exciting. And as a matter of fact, I think one of the first talks was announced. Let's go take a look, because I believe I saw that on Twitter. GraphQL Summits.
Well, you actually you mentioned about the lineup.
Ooh, there's multiple. Yes.
Of GraphQL Summit, and maybe I just threw a link in chat there, Kurt.
Oh, it's right
maybe we can
here.
just take a quick look through all the awesome speakers that we have lined up for this year's summit,
Absolutely.
and a little summary of their talks. So
I did not realize this was up yet. Okay, very cool. Yeah. So let's do it. So we got Camilla Taylor, lessons learned while going from 0 to 1 with mobile and GraphQL. Heck yeah. This site is beautiful, by the way. I just love like that, like shimmery aurora borealis type background. So let's see, MVVM and boundaries. Oh, this is so cool. Apollo iOS. I will definitely. Oh, Gusto. Very cool. So let's see. And then we've got Ashi, Krishnan, and she is talking about, Project Constellation. Yo, this is going to be really good. So talking about the future of Federation, if you're not sure what Federation is, it is essentially the joining together of multiple separate GraphQL APIs to form a single GraphQL interface. I think that's about the simplest way to put it, right?
yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, you're just kind of stitching together GraphQL APIs. And we got Tanmay Gopal, and he's talking about an approach to automated caching for public and private GraphQL APIs. That's cool.
This is the CEO of Hasura as well.
Yeah, that's wild. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So many amazing talks, and we're just getting started. Andres Merrick talking about, so he's at Atlassian. The future of custom scalers. That's interesting. So scalers are something that, like, as far as custom ones go, I've never really dove into or dealt with. I've just never had like much of the need to create a custom scaler. So I'm interested to see what it's like creating new types, which is basically like a new type for GraphQL, you could like say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only one that I've been familiar with or I've used a lot is, and this isn't me building a custom scaler necessarily, but I've used the GraphQL ISO date scaler quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
From the Apollo side, like defining custom types, I think I get the impression it's pretty simple. Like you can basically make a type resolver.
Yep.
The same way that you would like query, capital Q query is a type technically in GraphQL, and you would define your custom scaler in a similar way, like using a resolver and adding your custom scaler to your type defs. But I'm really interested to hear this talk, and he's going to be speaking about specifically about how future versions of GraphQL, the spec will support custom scalars differently. And
That's
so
cool.
I'm kind of intrigued, you know?
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder what. Yeah. Ooh, so this is going to be really good. We got Mandy Wise. Mandy Wise spoke at Space Camp. So if anyone is at Space
Yeah.
Camp, her name may sound familiar. She may sound familiar. Anyway, she also wrote an awesome book on React and GraphQL with Apollo, and it covers like everything. And that's available from actually her press company, 8-Bit Press. Which is cool. So yeah, secure GraphQL API with confidence. This is one I will be tuning into because authentication and authorization, I am always interested to see what people are doing because there's quite a few different ways you can go about it, you know? And I like to see what the current, I guess, practices or patterns being implemented are. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I can't wait for this one. Mandy's an amazing speaker too. Yep. She's a good teacher, and I can't wait to see what she has to say about this subject.
For sure. And so this is what we've got up so far. 1, 2, 3, and I think that is the talks, and the rest is panels, or is there more speakers?
Well, yeah, we've got 2 more speakers that we haven't yet announced.
Oh, that's right.
We also have some panels coming up.
That's right.
But there's a few things that are still in the air. We can rest assured Monday next week, next episode of Orbit, we'll have the whole schedule in its entirety.
So you want to be there.
It's going to be all nailed down.
Yep.
Yeah. So actually, that's kind of like what I'm going to be working on. For the first part of this week is just getting the rest of the Summit website ready, and we'll have something more to talk about next week.
Heck yeah. I love the like parallax effect with the image backgrounds. It's very subtle, which is the only time I like that parallax effect.
Yeah.
When it's subtle, you know? Do you remember when every website was just like crazy parallax? Oh, with the crazy.
Oh, yeah,
I can't stop that. Just a ton of parallax. It was so bad.
I worked at an ad agency back then, and basically we got requests coming across the table. Like basically every website we were building had parallax. I got really good at implementing parallax with jQuery.
Oh, I bet. Because it was everywhere. Like I remember also implementing it a lot. I was working at an agency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and some of them were really good. Some were really cool, and some it was just like, my goodness, this is an assault on my eyes.
You know what's funny is like during that period I saw a lot. You know, I should have. I don't know if these websites even exist anymore, but during that period of time, there was a lot of like parallax websites that were actually doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Like you had elements moving, but they didn't serve to achieve the effective depth.
Yes.
Because they had the concept wrong entirely.
Yeah.
Like the items in the background were like moving faster than the items in the foreground, something like that.
Yeah, so it didn't give the perception that like you're seeing through something.
No.
Like it would just be wild.
It was just like, oh yeah, like this thing is supposed to move, right? Yeah, make it move.
Yeah, make it move. And, yeah.
It'd be funny to make like a compilation website of like bad parallax. And now I'm saying that I'm sure that something like this exists. Bad parallax.
You should go tweet, what is parallax? Wrong answers only.
Yes, exactly.
That's really funny.
Anyway, glad that we're in a new era of web design where it's sparsely used. I think this site it's pretty subtle, but even this is quite a bit of parallax for my stomach.
Yeah, it's subtle. I don't mind it here. It's subtle enough that it's like, okay, I see what you did there. It's pretty cool. I can live with
Yeah.
that. I can live with that. If it was honestly any faster or wider, like more spread apart, like oof. I wish it was like even a little tighter. But I do like this. It's nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
It's pretty. It's pretty cool.
yeah. I think I just like the backgrounds themselves, and so like I think maybe in a
Yeah.
different it all what I'm getting at is that it's cohesive. Like all the pieces together make it okay, a nice parallax experience. But like I think if you changed anything, like the imagery that was used or like any of that, it would
Mhm.
probably change how I felt about it.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Motion to rename this stream to New in Parallax this week.
Yes. And we'll just do that. Like we'll go look at
Yeah.
parallax sites.
You'll curate a list of
Yeah.
4 or 5 like parallax websites.
And we can-
go and critique the parallax.
Yeah, we can like get cards like those like judging cards with like a 1 through 10. Yeah. 8.5.
Yeah, I'm sure the GraphQL community would love that.
Absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt. Oh, I love it. Okay, cool. Yeah, awesome. Oh, wait, but I did not. Oh, you dropped a link to this, so that's good enough. That gets us close
Yes.
enough. So let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of you. And let's go on to the next one, which I thought was really cool. And it's like kind of GraphQL. I mean, it does. It uses GraphQL, but it was more cool, and I thought people would enjoy seeing it, so I shared it. So this Mark Scribe essentially it's a personal markdown scribe with a template engine. So essentially, what you could do is make these templates, and then you can pass in information about your GitHub repo, and it's using GraphQL to get that information. And what it means you can do with it, if we go into templates, is make like a GitHub profile that always updates, like automatically updates, which
Whoa.
is pretty cool. Yeah, so this person here, Muesli, has done this. So they could say, want your own awesome profile page, check out Mark Scribe, and then it goes, check out what I'm currently working on, latest releases. And so then what we can do is let's go, I believe he has the link to his profile, so we can go see it. Right, so we saw the templates. Now let's see what that generates. Boom. Hi there. What's this? A mysterious page. Check out what I'm currently working on. So it's like pulling in the repos.
Oh,
Latest releases I've contributed to. And so he's using that template to like generate this file.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that neat? The one piece
the
one piece that I'm not putting together, and I think I missed this, I meant to copy the link to the tweet, not this repo, is like, how do you generate the template? So like, let's say I want to keep this up to date, right? Like I want this to update in real time. Yeah, I don't, that's the missing piece. So I could see how I could generate it, but I want that to be, consistent.
Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't really get into that.
Yeah, it doesn't, and I can't find that tweet anymore.
Yeah, this is all this is like, if you look at the commit history, it's all like everything went down yesterday. So it's all so fresh.
Yesterday. I love it. Yeah. Oh, GitHub Workflow maybe. I wonder if that's how they're doing it.
Could be, yeah. Like actions.
Jobs, test. Nope. That takes care of that.
Okay, here's a potential. Let's see.
So that's how actions work. You just add a .github and then add a folder called workflows.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
You just define it using their GitHub
YAML.
I don't know what it is. YAML or something?
Yeah, it's YAML, it looks like. Speaking of defining GitHub actions, I'm going to be doing a stream with Brian Douglas, who works at GitHub, and we're going to take a look at using GitHub actions to push your schemas into Apollo Studio.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty
Dougie
pumped.
is going to be an awesome guest as well.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm very excited. Very excited. We actually have like a really cool lineup of streams over the next month. So if you're
Yeah, I
not
really
seeing them,
do.
yeah, if you're not seeing them tick by at the bottom, they're all the upcoming streams are right at the bottom of the layout. But we also have an events calendar. Let me drop the link to that real quick. And I think the link to the events calendar is right in the like our panels below.
Hmm. How did the stream with Jerome Hardaway go?
Oh, it went
I
really
didn't get to
well.
catch it.
Yeah, it went really well. Hey, new follower, Citizen Clint. Thank you. Yes, so it went really well. Jerome Hardaway came on last week, Friday. He is the founder and like organizer of Bet2 Code, which is a nonprofit organization that helps uh, um, teach tech to vets so they can become developers. Really cool. Yeah, so he came on and we talked about just a lot of things like how he got started, what it's like running a nonprofit, what is Vetsu Code like, all kind of stuff. We just really chit chatted for
Hmm.
like an hour and a half. Actually, we went over. I think we went almost 2 hours. But yeah,
Cool.
it was a really good conversation. And we jumped back and forth a lot, looking at like different stuff on the webs, and it was cool. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Nice. I gotta go check that out again. I guess are the VODs up on YouTube or
Not on
where can
YouTube yet.
find them?
Summit has me like drowned. I haven't been able to put much stuff on YouTube, but you can still check it out on Twitch for like the next 2 weeks. I try to like get them up once they run out on Twitch. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, so you could definitely still watch it right on Twitch. And then I'll have it up on YouTube soon, but honestly, it's a
Cool.
lot of hours to like get all that stuff edited and put up. And
Yeah.
Summit is just like, whew, doggy.
Yeah. It's a time sink for sure.
Hmm.
A
Yeah.
worthwhile one, but a time sink
Yeah,
nonetheless.
wouldn't rather spend my time any other way, but it is all the time that's being spent. So, yeah. All right, cool. So that was pretty neat. Although I kind of feel like there's the missing piece. I mean, one thing that you could do is like just have a script that's like running somewhere that just like
Hmm.
does it every 24 hours or whatever. You could probably add like I don't know how GitHub Actions work. Like I wonder if you can time those or if it's like only does things when they're probably not. But I don't know. You could make like a serverless function. You could just only update it every once in a while. I feel like there's a
True.
yeah.
Yeah, you can even if it requires some kind of like manual triggering, you could just go into GitHub when you're ready to publish a new version of your page, click run action,
That's it. And you're done.
you're done. Or use Zapier, you
Or
know,
yep, and put a
some
timer to it. Yeah. There's a million ways, but the one thing is they support cron. GitHub Actions support cron. There you go. Problem
oh,
solved.
all right.
Thank you, Patrick.
Well, and then there's a good answer right there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pop that open
Set a
actually.
cron to run your GitHub action every minute
Yeah, every
so that
minute,
your
every minute.
GitHub profile is as up to date as
Oh,
possible.
this is cool. So you could do on push, pull request, and schedule. That's
Gotcha.
cool.
Sweet. Thanks for the link, Patrick.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yo, like figuring out. So if you think regex is bad, try scheduling a cron job. Like this, the format for doing it is really, um, uh,
Hmm.
really a huge pain in the butt. So if we look at this cron tab dot guru, like this will convert it for you, minute, hour, day, month. But then you can do like any value, value list separator, range of values, step values. So you can like start dividing stuff and like do
Oh
all
boy,
this. Yeah, it gets like really bad. You just start like
this is exciting. I may be in the minority here, but I actually love
look,
regular expressions.
look at what you could do. I mean, yeah, so you would love this then. This is like a field day. This would run at minute 5 past every second hour from 4 through 23.
Yeah. Yeah,
What?
dude. Love it.
Uh,
I gotta dive into this. Can you throw this link in the chat? I'm gonna
yeah,
spend a couple hours messing around with cron tab after
yeah.
this.
Say goodbye to your Monday.
Yeah.
Yo,
I actually
it's wild.
last week I spent a little bit of time in regular expression land working on a regular expression to find code blocks uh, in like some HTML output and replace the contents of those code blocks with syntax highlighted versions of
Wow.
those contacts or those contents. And that
Yeah,
was really fun.
that sounds like a nightmare. I mean, I'm actually doing that on my personal side, kind of, but I mean, it's like MDX, so it's not really like the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. With and that's like a huge advantage. MDX kind of does a lot or does the right thing in that regard.
Yeah.
On the blog, the output that we get back from WordPress is just rendered HTML. And so what we have to do, I mean, one thing we could do is just dangerously set inner HTML
Yep.
on an element of the page, but that means that we don't get access to things like syntax highlighting
Yep.
or replacing elements with React components and things like that.
Yeah.
So, so we want to parse the HTML. Unfortunately, the HTML parser is really heavy-handed, and it's just like looking for anything that looks like an HTML tag and trying to parse it, which sucks if you have code blocks
Yes.
that have React components written in them, because your
Oh,
HTML parser sees those
as
React
HTML
examples
elements.
and tries to parse them as HTML. It's like, no,
Wow.
that's not what I'm trying to do.
And that
So
gets even harder because if you use the regular HTML elements within your JSX, like as
yeah,
well, right? Because that's like not.
you're done.
Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
yeah. So if you were to try to make like you were trying to make a code block that showed an example of an unordered list, let's say,
Yeah.
using HTML tags, you'd actually just get an unordered list rendered within a code block, and that's so wrong. So yeah, what this regular expression does is it basically goes into all those code blocks, and actually in the case where there's no syntax highlighting to do, it'll just encode all of the like the greater than and less than signs, like the it'll encode all the tags as HTML entities so that it doesn't trip up the parser when it hits the parser.
That's awesome.
Um, so yeah, it's some extra hoops I had to jump through to get this WordPress to React integration working,
Don't.
but it's pretty good. It's worth it.
That's awesome. Don't mind me taking a photo. I forgot. I've been trying to. I wanted to take a picture of like the desktop
Please,
and
yeah.
then the way that the stream like looks because I've been meaning to do a blog post about like my setup and like adding to my live stream setup blog posts and about how I organize and share my screen. But I keep forgetting to take that picture, and it's best to do it when it's live because then it's like here's what
Of
happens.
course.
Yeah, but long story short is I like to put you like my um, Skype call like right in front of the camera as well as the chat because then that keeps me like looking here. Whereas like I used to have it to the side and I'm always looking at the
Yeah.
side instead of looking straight ahead. So what I do is I only share part of this monitor and I crop the rest off so you still get a nice 16 by 9 display of like whatever I want to show you, but I have extra monitor that because it's a widescreen. So I just crop
Mm.
that part out and it's like my safe little area where I can put things and then look straight ahead and look at you instead of looking to the side. But
I
anyway,
hear that.
sorry for the digression, but I'm like up here with the camera. I was like, people are like, what is he doing? Or with the phone, I should say. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, but yeah. Crons drive me nuts. Regexes drive me nuts. Have you seen what do you use for regexes? I use regexer.
Mm. I use
Regexer, I
I
think it is.
use regex 101.
Regex 101. Yeah, I use this one. Let's drop both those in the chat for the folks at home, even though we're at home. Yeah. Yeah, cuz like I hate trying to figure out regexes and yeah. This is nice because it like shows you all of like what's going on. It has a cheat sheet, so like
Yep.
and a reference 101 has that too. I'm gonna open that real quick. Heck yeah! Oh, this is nice. Okay, yeah. Ooh, DebugX, another one in the chat. Let's check this out.
There's
That,
many.
there are, yeah. Look at that. That's cool. So like this will you put in your regular expression and test data.
Oh, this is cool, Patrick.
Yeah, this is cool. It's tests. You can add tests. That's neat.
Ooh.
Oh, and there's like whole libraries of
Nice.
regexes. Yeah, that is neat. Log in to view details. Yeah, that's cool. This is all cool. All the regex.
Many options for you guys in your regular expression journey.
Yeah, yeah. The chat colors are really nice today. They're really popping on top of the background. Normally, like you never know what you're gonna get, but it looks really good today because they're just random colors, you know.
Yep.
Oh, this one. Oh, this one kind of blew my mind a little bit. Not gonna lie. Here we go. Coming up. So this is called. Oh no, what did I just do? Oh, I think I just accidentally copied that again. Oh, okay. I hate when you accidentally hit Command C when you mean to hit Command B.
Oh yeah.
This is the worst. All right. Yeah. What is it? Campfire? Fire camp. Okay. So the thing here is, right? Yeah, it's painful to debug file uploads. They're talking about within GraphQL, right? Like how do you debug file uploads with GraphQL? Well, there's this whole other. So we've talked about like Insomnia, and then there's Explorer inside of Apollo Studio, and you have Postman. But now I've discovered FireCamp. So FireCamp is a whole nother one of these like things where you can build queries and run with them, but it supports file uploads.
Cool.
That's pretty neat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so yeah,
right.
Let me zoom
in.
in.
You can upload multiple files right within the interface.
Right within the interface, which is a real game changer, right? Like that's pretty interesting. And it's a multiple upload. Yeah, you can upload multiple files. It's pretty neat. I was impressed. And you can like save collections and do all that stuff.
This is always the kind of thing where when I need to debug file uploads in my GraphQL APIs, it's always the kind of thing that I'm debugging in my development environment. Like I have to actually create the form in my website, build all the components, like do all that stuff.
Have the input, actually be able to upload it. Exactly. Now you can make sure your API works before you touch any UI. Or maybe you're not a UI developer, you're just a backend developer, but you're responsible for the GraphQL API and you need to handle file uploads. Have fun with that.
Yeah, exactly. That is a good point. In that case, it would be a total waste of time to go in there
and build a UI, right?
Yeah. Build a UI just for testing your API.
Yeah.
So shout out to FireCamp.
Firecamp.io. So I dropped the link to this tweet, but I'll just drop the link to FireCamp directly. Yeah, so like you could do WebSockets, REST, and GraphQL. Even
Amazing.
pusher channels, Firebase, Firestore. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat, but of course there is a price.
As there is. Hey, it's really cool to see this proliferation of these kind of tools, like API testing tools. There's so much. Dude, you know what is really cool?
Huh.
If you check out if you click on the link in the tweet of that you link,
it loads you into one?
No.
Here we go. This looks familiar.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that
Ah,
wicked?
that is wicked. All right, Fire Camp. So, for all of those who might not know what we're talking about, the Apollo Docs is a Gatsby theme, and we've been seeing more and more people adopt it to use for their documentation, and I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
that
like
is pretty awesome.
if we just jump into something, we'll just take a look at like this, and then if we go back and look here, but this is just because I haven't made this, all blown up so you can see it nice and pretty at home. But yeah, boop, boop, very cool, very cool. Love to see it. Um, yeah, awesome stuff.
Yeah, and in their case, like they looks like they forked it and they heavily modified it,
Yep,
which is great. Like
that's the
they
point.
made it fit their needs.
Yeah,
But I'm always thrilled to see people using our docs theme because yeah, I'm quite proud of it, and I think it does fulfills a lot of needs and kind of like gets people started. And then if they need to add extra functionality or tweak it
totally.
from there, you can go ahead and do that. But yeah, big shout out to Firecamp for using the Apollo Docs theme.
Awesome. So next up, let's see, is yours. This is
Oh,
Trevor. Yeah. So Gatsby Days was um, they just released the videos, right? Like they didn't even hold
yeah.
like the full virtual event, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so it was originally going to be a virtual conference,
Yep.
and then they add a couple paragraphs of information there. You can read to get some more background, but essentially they decided to change the format to this kind of like um, feed of
I like it.
recorded talks released over the
Hey,
course of a few weeks.
look, that's us.
That's us, dude.
Ah, that's awesome.
I like that photo.
Me too. Yeah. That's awesome. Cool. Yeah. So y'all go watch it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this talk is it goes over some of my favorite parts about developing locally with Gatsby. Um, it's relevant to the stream because I talk about GraphQL as one of those favorite things about developing with Gatsby.
Yeah.
And also I happen to be the presenter, and so maybe that's like enough of a tie-in right there. But in any case, yeah, this talk is aimed at more kind of like it's more kind of like beginner level content. It doesn't cover any like particularly advanced topics or anything like that. But I think that you might find it interesting, and if you do, then yay. I also like the last thing that I touch on in this talk, as you'll see, is Gatsby plugins for local development, which is kind of
Ooh.
a less often talked
Talked
about
about. Yeah.
type of plugin. A lot of plugins, when we think about Gatsby plugins, we're thinking about plugins that like
Oh,
source
I didn't even
data.
know this existed. Ngrok tunneling out of the box. You
Yeah,
can just
man.
add a plugin. No more adding a new terminal and running Ngrok commands.
Exactly. So every time you
Oh,
start your Gatsby development environment, you get an ngrok URL,
that's
as well
awesome.
as your local URL, things
Yeah,
like that. Anyway,
that's very cool.
uh, yeah. So might be interesting if you're a Gatsby developer, or if you're if you haven't developed with Gatsby at all and you're curious, then this would be the perfect kind of talk to introduce you to the local development experience with Gatsby.
Heck yeah. This is awesome. Very cool. All right, cool, 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 cool. Yeah, so definitely come check this out. It looks like a great talk. Honestly, I haven't watched it yet, so I know someone who will be watching it this evening. Yeah, and then yeah, this was cool. This was like basically my first week too on the team.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it was.
Oh my gosh, look, I had short hair and it's not dyed. You know it's been a while now.
Times have flown by, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, this was like right at the beginning of the Rona as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh man. And then last thing we got, the last one. So, oh yeah. So if you have any links, now's the time to drop them in the chat because we're coming up on the roundup here. So the next one that I got, and this is the last one I've got, is this is GraphQL Enterprise Connect on 8.14. So it's hosted by this.media. I guess I could have gone here to this. Um, Pretty interesting. Looks pretty cool. Oh, they've already got the um, talks lined up. So yeah. Wait, it says a 10 now. Is this today? Oh, look, it's Eve. Hi, Eve. Oh, look, it's Brian.
Our friends.
Yeah. Hi, friends. When is this? No, August 14th. That's what I thought. Attend now. How am I going to attend it now? It's probably the registration. Yeah. Boom. Cool. But yeah, check this out. Here, I'll actually give this link because but now I'm gonna make sure I'm there, I think. Because yeah, Summit will be over by then. 12 p.m. Eastern. What is August 14th? What day is that? What even is a day anymore? August 14th is a Friday? Yep. Sweet. Heck yeah. Nice. Very cool. All right. Yeah. So that's my last link, y'all. So if you got something in the chat, now's the time, or forever hold your pieces. So we kind of talked a little bit about what we got going on this week. Really, Summit seems to be the main focus for both of us, at least, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Summit, big focus. Oh, I did redo my personal stream because like I didn't need more work to do. But anyway, I set up Twitch Studio to try it out for streaming to Twitch, and it was fun. So I spent some hours over the weekend, not too many, just a couple. About an hour on Saturday and 2 hours on Sunday. Really is all it took. But again, I streamed before, so it'd probably be slower if you're new to all of it. But yeah, got everything set up. Even tested it yesterday. Did like a quick AMA um, on my stream to test it all out, and it worked well. I was very happy with the results. Uh,
Congrats.
yeah, thanks. And now it's really neat because now I have a system where it's just more about which app I open. Like I wasn't streaming a lot personally because everything was in Streamlabs, so I had to log out of the Apollo account, log into my own, but I'm using two-factor auth, which means I have to use a token every time because it's not like a browser that it can remember. So I would have to do this same thing for Apollo's account. So I'd have to do this every single time I switched. And I streamed like 4 times, sometimes 5 times a week for Apollo. Hurts my personal streaming. I don't want to use that extra effort to switch accounts and do all that. But now I can, instead of opening OBS, I just open up Twitch Studio and it's ready for my personal stream. So now I can stream.
Sweet. So
yeah,
good separation of
good
what do you call
separation.
it?
I guess like
Separation of concerns.
yeah, concerns or separation of accounts or what multi-tenant would be if it was all in Streamlabs. It's a
Yeah.
non-multi-tenant system. There we go.
No,
Everyone gets it.
it's good though.
Yeah.
It's like a good context switch. You
Yes.
close OBS when you're done your work day.
Yep.
Open up Twitch Studio and it's like
Yeah.
yeah, fun time. Not that this is
Exactly.
fun, but
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, personal stream time. And actually, I personal stream work stuff that I do quite often.
oh
So it's not even about the end of the workday. Like I
yeah.
streamed a lot of the work I did making the scripts to generate those OSS health reports. Like I
Okay.
streamed all of that. I streamed some stuff when I was making the layouts for the Apollo stream and some of the design work there and stuff. So I do kind of stream some work stuff as well. I think it's fun. People like to know.
Yeah. I should do that more often. Just like turn on the stream.
Might as well.
like continue doing my normal day to day,
Yeah.
but just with a chat.
Yeah, that's basically what I do. I like it. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, and yeah, so that's it. So I guess real quick before we head on out of here is I'll talk about some of the upcoming streams that we got because they're pretty
Please.
exciting. I wish I could remember the order in which. Oh, I can remember the order in which they're in because I have it right here. So let's see. Let's start going through these just so you can kind of get an idea of where we're at, folks, because we got a lot going on. All right, so let's see. Where's today? Take me to today. Here we are. There's today. Cool. So we've got just this week, right? So coming up Wednesday, we've got securing GraphQL APIs with Stackhawk. It's going to be very cool. They make some really good AppSec tools that will introspect your GraphQL API and look for vulnerabilities. You see how many buzzwords I dropped
Cool.
in one sentence? That was really cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They got like
On
all the
point. Yeah.
buzzwords. Yeah. Then we've
You
got
hit our quota.
yes, quote him that. All right, goodbye everyone.
And
Boom.
actually that stream might dovetail really well into Nandy Wise's talk
This is
at
true.
GraphQL Summit, which is also around
Yep,
a similar topic, securing a GraphQL API.
absolutely.
So
Yeah,
so tune in if you want to get your double dose.
of
Tune in
security.
to both if you want your double dose of security
Yep,
chat.
first shizzle. Yeah, and then we got Launchpad coming up as well, which like is weekly, just like Orbit is, where Trevor and I build apps, which is pretty fun. We're actually getting pretty close to
We're
like
getting dangerously close.
yeah to the end, and it's funny because like I want to talk to you. I have a couple ideas for some things we could build next, and so I kind of wanted to
Cool.
yeah get your input there. Okay, and then we've got next week. We've got oh, that's right. Oh, we've got GraphQL and Apollo client at Twitch, which is really funny because
Nice.
we're going to be streaming on Twitch, and the Twitch devs are coming on the Apollo stream on Twitch to talk about using Apollo at Twitch.
I'm trying to follow, but it's hard. It's hard.
This is too much. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. And actually, this is going to be almost like a panel type of stream. So there's going to be three engineers from Twitch joining me, as well as Ben Newman, who is open source developer working on Apollo client here at Apollo. Wild. Very cool.
Cool. I can't wait for that one. Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see or hear
Yeah.
what Twitch is doing with Apollo and yeah,
Yeah.
how they make Twitch work.
Yeah, it's wild. They say they do a lot of stuff with caching and custom code gen, so I'm very curious
Okay.
to learn more. Yeah, and then what else we
They're
got?
also a TypeScript. They're a TypeScript company, so
Yeah.
um, we'll hear from that perspective as well.
Oh yeah, remember they Theo was shaming us on
He's giving
Launchpad.
us shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was awesome. Yeah, and then we've got after that we've got building GraphQL API for developer jokes with Shruti Kapoor. So she's gonna come on. She has this cool repo called like Dev Jokes, and we're gonna make a GraphQL API out of it.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. So I'm very excited about that.
GraphQL.
Yeah, I love it. And then yeah, we should do one with that. And then I think like the last big one that's coming up. This is taking us into mid-August. Is building web apps with React and with React Contentful and Apollo Client. So Contentful is a headless CMS for storing your data. That now in their community version exposes a GraphQL API for your like space, your data, your instance. So now you can build React apps with Apollo Client and like a Graph CMS. What's really interesting, yeah, is now that data is available over a GraphQL API, I'm going to experiment with this. To me, this is a place where we always think of federation and enterprise, right? Like I have too many things in my company. We need multiple graphs, and like everyone looks at it as this like existential thing. It's only there for like big companies, but like it's not. It's more about domains and domain driven design and like locking off parts. And as a single developer, it can also be useful, or a small team. And in this case, I can have all my CMS data available through a GraphQL API. Then I can have other custom stuff available through my custom GraphQL API, right? And then I can tie those together with federation through a gateway. Yeah, exactly.
That's nice.
Exactly. And then like what if I was building an app that like was, I don't know, like let you like review and do something on GitHub repositories. All right. So I could like store some of the comments, long form content and stuff like that in Contentful. Also federate the GitHub API and my own custom API all together into one.
Amazing. I can't wait to see it.
Me either. Or yeah, it's just like, it's interesting because like it's just GraphQL. Or like even a better example might be like I use Contentful for like I have a store and I use Contentful for like a lot of like the content, right? Like we have a blog and we have like content like that's related, right? Like when you build any app, there's like landing pages, sign up pages, like all that stuff. So all that could live in there. And then you could use something like dgraph with their hosted platform, which is really just a GraphQL database, like basically GraphQL queryable database for your custom data, and you could federate those.
True. Yeah. And then that's like two different content sources made for different uses.
Exactly.
But all part of the same graph.
All part of the same graph. So the client is just like whatever. Boom. Your server's like 6 lines of code. It just like connects the services.
Exactly.
Although it does get tricky. Oh, you know what? We'd need like another layer. I don't know if that would work because you have to be able to use custom directives. I might just crash for federation for certain aspects. Like it would work because you could query the data, but if you really wanted to build like that ingrained kind of,
you wouldn't be able to have like associations between Contentful and dgraph.
Yes. Yeah.
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 But you would you be able to if you had like managed federation?
Yes.
Or okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you just like point at the two there,
if you just want some glue between your APIs, then you can
which
do that.
Is still super useful. Yeah, like that is still something I would want to do because what does it look like otherwise? Like that's still the best option of the options available because the other option is 2 separate APIs. Like, who wants that?
Right.
Yeah, or trying to jam data where it doesn't belong. That which is what happens most times.
Well, that'll be really cool stream. I can't wait to catch that.
Yeah.
That's with some folks from Contentful, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was a bit of a derailment. I apologize. However, I feel like
it's all good. It's all good. Good to talk about for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was pretty neat, and it's just something I've been thinking about a lot. Is like federation and like why is it generally viewed as something that's only useful to enterprise companies or companies with like multiple teams wanting to own their own graph. Yeah. Like even if you had your own API, I don't know. That's getting whatever. All right. That's a derailment. That is not for today. That's a discussion on federation.
Next Monday.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, at GraphQL Summit, there's going to be a panel about like production GraphQL, and so I'm sure federation is going to come up as a topic. So if federation interests you, you should sign up and check that out.
Dude, actually, double check something. There is actually going to be a federation panel.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
So we're going to get deep into this topic.
Yep.
We got people from Apollo, Netflix, the Guild, StockX, all talking about some federation. So look out for that. Like I said, more schedule updates. We're going to have like the final schedule up this week. So follow Apollo on Twitter at Apollo GraphQL, same handle as the one in the URL right now, and you can get you'll probably see an update from us there.
Yep.
Well, actually, you probably want to
GraphQL
follow
Summit.
GraphQL Summit. That's right. Sorry. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Follow
the one.
GraphQL Summit.
And you'll see when we update the schedule.
But also follow Apollo GraphQL because, like, you know, we be announcing the streams and a lot of other cool stuff, and you might as well. Like, if you're not, you should be, because a lot of cool stuff comes through that Twitter. Oh, it didn't go through. There we go. I meant to do that. Just take out the slash. Because like I keep adding people, you know what I mean? Like I don't know what that means. Like I don't know if it just doesn't do anything, but it shows up as an @ and I don't know. And it kept converting it to the capital Apollo GraphQL, and we're all lowercase on Twitter. So like I don't know if that would work or not. Ugh. But yeah. Yeah, so cool. Yeah, so we've got a lot coming up. A lot. Like it's an action-packed summer. This summer, GraphQL.
It's getting hot.
It's getting hot. That's awesome. Yeah, and that's it. That's all I got. You know, I feel like that's a lot. I feel like that was good. Yeah. So my question here is, do we want to raid somebody? Did you just give me someone to raid?
Yep, I gave you somebody to raid. We're gonna raid Justin. He's building a startup, and it appears like he's working with React. So that's definitely up our alley.
Yep.
Let's raid Justin and see what he's up to.
Yeah. So hold on to your britches, everyone. Here we go. Yeah, actually, yeah. So we're raiding now. So with that, we'll bid you adieu, and we'll see you in the next stream. Bye, everyone.
Take care. Bye-bye.